yesterday, the Todoroff summer intensive, the acting intensive that I was down here for, completed. So that was a real amazing experience. All the faculty and the teachers that we did voice classes, we did voiceover classes, we did movement, some dance, improv, bunch of Shakespeare, and then three full days of scene study with Tom, culminating yesterday. And it was hybrid too, so some people were around the world via Zoom, and then there was, I think, 14 of us in person here at the studio working live in person with him. So that was a great, always a transformational experience working with him and deepening the study. So to just kind of immerse myself in 7 days of acting and acting related thoughts was really cool.
And as a hybrid, like how was it for the hybrid?
I mean, you'd have to, I guess, ask the Zoom people their end of things, but I think people now were used to Zoom teaching, so I think they were getting a bit of both worlds. Like if the instructor was working with us live in like going around a circle, then they would be included in that circle. They were always mic'd too, so if the instructor was working, they were mic'd and on camera for the Zoom people. If we asked questions live in the room, we were asking over a mic that was connected to the Zoom. And then during the scene study, the live scene study, since there's blocking and movement in when you're live on your feet, they had someone basically operating like a boom mic operator, and then someone with a selfie stick doing the camera work, and a camera on Tom too, so that you'd get Tom's directing and coaching. You'd see the actors, you'd see the other faculty's instructions. So I think it's amazing. It's kind of the way of the world. I think a lot of events, especially coaching and training, should be and will be hybrid for forever, because people like the in-person experience for people who can get here. But there's always going to be times, even with Comedy Alley, we're live streaming it for that very reason too. We want to reach a global audience, and we know that not always people can travel, but they want to be there kind of in spirit or vicariously through the internet if they can't be there in person. So yeah, I think it was great. It was a really cool experience, and it was nice. I would come in every day and walk up, like they had big monitor, like a big flat screen monitor for the Zoom people, so that we could interact with the Zoom people, and in like big enough where you're seeing people's heads like this big, like a pretty big monitor. So I'd walk up every day and wave to the students on Zoom, who a lot of them are in our weekly Saturday Zoom class too. So yeah, it was really cool. And it was amazing to see people that I've sort of met and or worked with through Zoom for the last year with Tom's weekly Saturday class, to then meet them in 3 dimensions was really neat too. And have that, like, oh my God, I've seen you in a square every week for the last almost a year now.
Yeah.
And now there's like, oh, you have legs, and I see that you have feet, and oh, you're either really tall or you're really, like, you don't get a sense for someone's physicality really just through Zoom. So yeah, it was great. We should let people know to hit up laughingvikings.com/actors and find the link for the Todoroff Conservatory and the Todoroff Studio. And you can join us on a Saturday. It's always 3 classes in one. We get text analysis, we get voice and speech with acclaimed voice and speech teachers from from Tom's conservatory, but they also often teach at other acclaimed universities. And then scene study every week with Tom, where he works on cold reads and scene study, like actual scenes, and then also monologues and audition pieces as well. So go to laughingvikings.com/actors, and you can just fill out a form. They always let you audit the first one for free. Yeah. And if you want to join the monthly membership, use the code LARS15 and you get 15% off your monthly membership. And we'll see you via Zoom. And then next year you can come back to the conservatory. There's something about New York. I recommend it to everyone, and even before this week. But especially if you're an actor, it really doesn't matter who you are. Period. If you get a chance to go to New York, go to New York. It's just, there's something about it. It's just such a vibrant, energetic, multicultural city that it's just, you have to experience it. And you also see all these things that you've seen in every TV, film, movie. Like, it's like the most photographed and most videoed place ever. So it's pretty cool to walk around. You see all these iconic tourist places and theaters and landmarks and things. But especially if you're an actor or a stand-up comedian, it's just one of those mecca places to come here to watch theater or just get a vibe. You really catch an energy And my feeling, anytime I've ever gone to New York or LA, when I come back to Toronto, it really gives you the idea that there's way more out there than just your local scene. And I think that's the case whatever scene you are. It's important to go to other cities, but New York and LA, New York for theater acting and musical acting, probably the most, and TV and film now. But I think LA is probably more known as a movie Hollywood place, you know. So, but there's something about it. Like, you have to, if you haven't been here, it's like a religious person not going to whatever religions, like their version of Mecca or whatever the landmark place is. It's kind of like, you gotta come here at some point. It'll change you. It'll inspire you.
Nice.
Or you can just send me your Instagram wish, and I can eat a pretzel for you, and I guess that counts.